is The Last Word.
All right, good evening everyone and welcome to The Last Word. We do this program so that we can make sense of what's happening in our country. And tonight is no different than any other night. We're discussing an issue that is very central to all of us, the question of transport. And that we're asking if enough is being done to streamline the public transport sector. Do you think enough is being done to streamline the public transport sector? I'll give context to this. In studio tonight, we do have on one side of the studio, would you believe it, the Matatu sector, and on the other side, the Boda Boda sector. Now, if you're like many other people, you think that this is chaos. Chaos about to reign on all of us tonight as we see it on the streets. 2 weeks ago, the Matatu industry decided that they've had enough of what they call Boda Boda madness, banning their vehicles when there was an issue or an accident. And they said, this is enough. We need some sort of order. But there's broader questions to resolve tonight. This is The Last Word. My name is James Watt. I do have Eric Latif with me tonight to try and moderate this hot topic. Eric, how do you think tonight is going to go?
I'm hoping that we're going to have an open conversation here where we look at where the challenges are and where the possible solutions would be. Now, do we have challenges in our public transport sector? I think we do. Many of them are structural, I believe, and others are actually caused by the fact that we don't have systems that are meant to work. I'll give you an example. So we have routes that have been designated by the NTSA, right? Mm-hmm. We have roads that have been constructed by the road agencies and government. Do we have sufficient bus terminali? Do we have sufficient bus stops? Now we have the Boda Boda sector that is doing last mile carrying of passengers and goods. Do we have any properly designated spots for the Boda Bodas to be parking, to be stopping, to be picking and dropping their passengers? Do we have like properly designated spaces like this? Nairobi has expanded over the very many years. Have we seen a commensurate expansion of the facilities or infrastructure or what they call road furniture?
They will never exist in our market.
Yeah.
The question of road furniture. I think the question of chaos is the twofold. There is the structural bit, but also there's the human behavior part of it.
Yeah.
And it goes to a point where when people go to driving, half of the people, I don't think personally, half of the drivers in this country actually went to driving school. Because someone gets into a roundabout and goes straight on. And like, you didn't check where you're supposed to go. And you got in. So some of the accidents that you see is human behavior. Yeah. And I think it was updated maybe 3-5 years ago that we call it road carnage as opposed to accident. Accident is supposed to say that there's nothing could have done about it. You could do plenty.
It was avoidable.
Yes.
It was unavoidable.
Those plenty could have been done about it.
Yeah.
So yes, if we include the 2 points of view, the structural problems, the unavailability of policy to make sure that we actually do what's supposed to do when we're supposed to do. And on the other side, the human behavior, our inability to follow rules. It's endemic. It's actually becoming a pandemic in this country. We're unable to follow rules. Yeah. For instance, and we have Boda Boda team, Auto Boda Boda. I want to know, why do you just not follow the traffic rules? What is it that makes sure that you just go the opposite way? I want to understand that. Just not excusing the Matatu guys. It's not that the Matatu are angels, all right? And every other drivers, I want to understand why we do what we do. What's the point of us having rules and other people not following it?
Yeah.
That's something that doesn't make sense. But perhaps there's a method to the madness.
Probably there is, right? Now maybe we just start with the members of the audience who are here, who are representing both sectors. You have the board with you. With the board, if you just lift your board and you're going to do a quick poll. Is enough being done to streamline the public transport sector? So red is no, and green is yes. So let's see your vote. Is enough being done? And this includes by you and by
everyone
the
else.
Authorities.
Yes.
Even by your passengers. Is enough being done to streamline the public transport sector? How do you vote?
Most?
No.
No, yeah. It's a red card.
It's red. Only one green.
Okay, maybe we should start with the green.
I think so.
Let's start with the only person in the room who thinks that enough is being done.
Yeah.
Where's the microphone here?
The mic is at the end.
Turn it to this gentleman here. Please introduce yourself, say who you are, what you do, and then you go ahead. Use the language that you think is most appropriate with you.
My name is Ken Onyango. I'm the National Chairperson for Central Organization Boda Boda Riders. The reason why I've decided to lift that very green card is because I still believe that it's a very goodwill that comes from both sides of the sectors to try and curb whatever that we are here to discuss tonight. A good example, there was a creation of the County Transport and Safety Committee, a committee that was formed immediately when this government came into power. And that committee comprises of members from the Boda Boda sector, members from the Matatu sector, members from the taxi industry, and they're sitting in that particular committee to discuss policies that are going to change how we actually managing our transport in this country. The challenge that we're actually having is that we are in Africa, and I think we have just a bad culture of bad manners from all the players in the industry. And there are no sacred cows, I can tell you for sure. Tonight, if someone is driving in this town, Upper Kenyatta Avenue, and there is no traffic police, but it shows red, smart, how many times have you stopped at the traffic light in the middle of the night?
Many times.
Many times. If we will decide to just do
you rarely encounter lights.
I rarely see lights. The lights don't work in this city. Lights don't work.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that is actually one of the biggest challenge that we keep on experiencing in our, or actually most of the time on our roads. Another thing that I've said, the reason why I've lifted the green. From the Boda Boda sector, let me tell you, I've operated in the Boda Boda sector this is my 16th year. 16th year. And I remember where we started. We started with the bikes, the normal bicycle, ile ya cycle. And we have graduated from bicycle to the engine-powered bikes. And right now we are operating the electric ones. And I can tell you, the transformation imekuwa gradual. Uko mali tulianza kulikuwa na fujo nyingi sana. In fact, we used to ban so many vehicles than people are complaining today. But I can tell you, we have changed because we've gone for training. We've been trained. And from that training, we've realized we cannot continue this way. Hatuwezi kuwa ati ukiguzwa na gari, you mobilize your people, you ban their vehicles, you beat people. No. We decided that we want to change. And that's why we've come up with the circles. Most of the Boda Boda operators today, and you begin from the CBD here, you'll see we've even tumewavalisha uniform so that it becomes very easy for the members of the public to identify those people that are engaging in those bad manners.
But Gary, now that I have you,
Yep.
explain to me the psychology behind using the wrong route. Okay? Just more avenue here. There's traffic, and you'd find a Boda Boda actually going the opposite direction. Why is that necessary?
And I think it is not necessary. In fact, it is not right for any single Boda Boda operator thinking there are laws that are specifically for Matatu, for private cars, and other ones different for Boda Boda. Today, in this town, I sit in one of the committees, the County Transport and Safety Committee. I'm the one who actually proposed for the county to give pick and drop-off points for Boda Boda operators. The previous administration had not done that. They are pick and drop. But at the same time, we also propose for Boda Boda to have their own different enforcement team. Every single day, we impound over 100 Boda Boda operators, and they are being charged. Including our own team within the Boda Boda sector, we have our own enforcement team that cooperates with the police and with the county askaris. We arrest and we charge them.
Every day over 100.
Every day we charge them.
The problem is they're 1 million.
You see? So,
Yeah.
Because we've decided that we don't want these bad manners to continue. We want it to be a thing of the past. But we must begin somewhere. Because let me tell you, Boda Boda started operating without regulations completely. For over 10 years. When Kibaki said he's getting 500,000 jobs, we operated from 2012 2007, 2008, all the way to 2015, when the late Jacob Midio came up with the proposal to come up with the regulation on how to regulate how boda bodas are doing their business. That is the time now we started realizing kuna sheria. 10 years, boda boda akioperate akijua yeye ndio baba, yeye ndio mama, is the king, is everything on the road. And correcting anomaly at 10 years, when everybody ukichukua tu bike, you park it outside Nation Center, you start operating, you don't care, you don't have license, you have nothing, you don't have insurance. So we've decided that one has to come to an end. That madness has to come to an end. That's why when we had Matatu operators actually making a lot of noise that now enough is enough, we said, you guys don't know the kind of journey tumetembea. We have changed. But we want you to work with us this journey instead of shouting at the top of the roof. Kujeni hapa to have a discussion so that we can change this madness.
Let me ask you, Ken. Yeah. How many boda bodas do we have operating in Nairobi?
The ones that we have registered in Nairobi County, we have registered 176,000 boda boda riders in all the 76, in all the 17 sub-counties of Nairobi.
176 in Nairobi alone?
Yes.
176,000. How many circles?
Currently, we have not managed to do all the circles. We started from around 10 sub-counties. So we still continue. We have a team from NTSA, a team from the National Police Service, and a team from the Boda Boda. And we have a system that now we are using it to register all Boda Bodas in that particular system.
So wait. So the 176,000 Boda Bodas, these are the ones in a circle, in circles?
No, all of them are not in circles. Because the regulation for all Boda Bodas to operate in circle came, but the enforcement, you see for Matatu...
So how do you know there were 176,000 Boda Bodas operating in Nairobi?
No, those are the ones we registered when we were operating in just normal in the associations. Then there came a regulation for all Boda Bodas to operate in
those are members of the association?
Those are members of the association.
But not all Boda Boda operators in Nairobi are members of the association?
No, not all of them are members of the circle. All of them are members of the association, different associations. But not all of them are members of a circle, specific circles. Like for instance, in CBD here, we have over 52 circles in the CBD. Every member are not forced to join a specific circle, but they actually urged to join a circle of their choice. Mahali ambapo wana feel comfortable, watafuata sheria hapo. Because when we arrest you, we begin from knowing which circle do you belong to.
Okay.
So that when you are being charged, we also take stand action against you, against your circle, so that it serves as an example. That's why we've given them uniform. You see this kind of uniform. This one comes from Kasarani. Yeah? This one comes from Kasarani. And we have given them uniform together with color coding. So it becomes very easy. Ukiangalia tu unasema huyu ni Kasarani.
So green ni Kasarani?
Green hiyo iko Kasarani hiyo.
Okay.
Hapa CBD you'll see a lot of yellow. Hapa CBD. So that ukikosea hapa Nation Center, uchome gari ya mtu ama upige mtu, no problem, wewe fanya hizo vituko. But I can tell you, tukikushika, it's not going to be very easy for you. It's going to be very expensive.
Are there Boda Bodas that do not belong to this 176,000 number that operate in Nairobi?
Yes, they are there. They are there because our enforcement levels pia iko na a lot of shortcuts. You see, sometimes when the police arrests Boda Bodas, ama some of the county askaris arrest Boda Bodas, utaweza kuta a place kama hapa Nation Center imekuwa rampant sana hapa nyuma. You find kama Boda Boda kama 20 zimepakiwa hapa nyuma. A Boda Boda has been shown an M-Pesa shop. Enda utoe pale later. So the other day we frog matched askaris wengine hapa around
frog matched askaris.
Frog match them kwa sababu tuko na team, tuko na multi-sectoral team from NTSA, tuko na team from police, tuko na team, so you may not know hawa ambao wanakuja ni nani. So that we tumalize hii shida, because the problem we are having ni a problem of a few ambao they don't want to change, from askari, UN police, from the county askaris, from our own self Boda Boda operators, the leadership. Kuna pia watu ambao they don't want that change, and that's why I'm saying it's a discussion ya kwamba we have to come all of us na tuweze kuchange. Otherwise kama ni pointing of fingers na kusema nyinyi ndio mnachoma, nyinyi ndio mnafanya, we will not finish this madness.
Tutakuwa na shida kubwa. What I'm hearing is that there is an attempt, but it's still chaotic.
Sure.
And there is a lot that still needs to be done in order to rein in this sector.
And the last thing in Latif, which is also very important. We had a meeting, a benchmarking trip that was sponsored by the previous administration when Kibaki was in power. It was sponsored by the engineer Michael Kamau through NTSA. Na tukaenda Rwanda. Si tukaona Rwanda. Rwanda is a small village. You cannot compare the economy of Rwanda na Kenya. Sasa, what is happening in Rwanda is kwamba there is a lot of goodwill from government. Goodwill, kabisa. Ya kwamba the government, before you operate even a boda boda in Rwanda, channel zile ambayo lazima ufuate ni kubwa sana. But in Kenya, today, you will go to River Road, mali many of the dealers wanauza motorcycle wako. You get there, you buy a motorcycle, hapo tu kwa mlango hapo, hujakata insurance, una license, but mtu anakuuliza unabeba, na anaanza kubeba. How is that one possible, surely? And that's why we are having a problem in this country. Lazima the authorities watupatie opportunity ya regulate this industry. And it should start from the national government. Okay. Thank you.
Just hand the mic to Chairman. You call for a strike. Sema shida ni nyinyi.
And you threatened itakuwa every Monday.
This Monday.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having us here, both teams. Joseph Kagai, the chairman for Intercorridor Mobility, and one of the key stakeholders who we called for that strike, because we felt enough is enough. And listening to Ken, I'm happy. He's picturing the ideal situation that should be, not that it is, the situation that should be. And I can tell you, the boda boda industry and what we are experiencing now, I can look at it, in the Bible they say that before the rains, Noah built the ark. But in this situation now, we are in a situation whereby the rain is already here, and now they are trying to build the ark. And you can see the floods already. You're asking how many boda bodas we have. I can tell you, the numbers he's giving you is maybe 2 or 3, 4% of the number of boda bodas in this city of Nairobi.
From your point of view, how many boda bodas operate in the CBD?
In the CBD, not less than around 600,000. Not less. Why? Because Nairobi is not the CBD that we know. We know Nairobi has become a multi-city city. You go to Isili, it's a city in itself. Go to Githurai and those sections of Thika Road, it's another city in itself. Goes to Westland. If you look at those places, boda bodas are so many. The situation that I'm looking at now, the reason why we call the strike, it is because the government became helpless. As they say in their own clips, when the government tried to bring a law, they told the MPs will know that there is 3 governments: the national government, the county government, and the boda boda government. They said it to the members of parliament, doing a law to regulate, and that law did not pass. That is how perception is that they are powerful. So as an industry of Matatu, we thought about the woman who was chased through Thika Road to survey, harassed, almost a very bad scene. But in that time, in the previous government, they were told to stop for about 2 weeks. They have to go and register. Sanity came. But gradually, like he says, I agree with him, there is a team in this sector, because we engage with them. I use boda boda when I want to be as fast as I can to go to a meeting or a place. And I look at a boda boda that is compliant because I know them. But you look at, there is a situation whereby it is coming that there are persons who go with just 10,000 shillings to a high purchase shop, and they are given a boda boda worth 200,000. 200,000. That young man needs to work extra hours. And most of them do not go there for business of public transport. It's a tool for crime. That is the team that we are addressing within our strikes. Not the guy, like you're saying, from Kasarani, from CBD. We saw during the Gen Z demonstrations, when there was infiltration by other boda boda guys, it is the boda boda team for CBD that actually stood up, arrested, and they dealt with them. So there is a team of criminals who have empowered themselves with a seriously powerful tool to escape crime. That is the team we are dealing with, the team that we are dealing with. And remember, the person that is sometimes involved in an accident, it is not necessarily a public transport boda boda. It can be a courier boda boda. A guy who does not have a lot of experience on the road, akona sanduku nyuma na ajui kumaneuver, sanduku imemficha, they cannot see the side mirrors or the vehicle, anything. When that accident happens, now these other teams comes, both boda boda and the criminal aspect of it. If you look at those CCTVs and videos that circulate, you will see a pattern in it. The boda boda guy stops, calls for help, other boda bodas come, and there is a team that comes to loot. They come with an intent to steal from the victim or the person who have been in that accident. From there, they start beating, burning, and it's
so chaos ensues.
Yes.
Thank you, Joseph, for that. I want to shift it now. So we've had the chaos in the boda boda sector.
Yes.
There's chaos in the Matatu sector. Lucy, you are chair of Lady Expresso. So let's hear your voice. Why is there chaos in the Matatu sector? Because
Please hand the mic.
she has the mic.
Oh, yeah.
Because we see chaos in the Matatu sector as well. Matatu, kuko na jam, Matatu ndio wanajua kufungua jam, as they call it. Matatu ndio itaenda ile speed nataka. Matatu, there are some times when they will actually also do the other thing. They'll drive on the opposite, on the wrong side of the road.
Or the pavements.
Pavements, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, pick and drop everywhere. Yes. Traffic light. Congestion. Yes.
Yeah. Lucy, why? And start by introducing yourself. I said your name, but please say it.
I'm a director, Espresso and Triple S. For me, I think it's the rush or the target the investor is putting pressure on the driver. Or, yeah. Because huyu driver akona target yenye nafaa kufikisha. So, I think for them, they have to rush for them to reach the target that the investors has put on them.
So, is that justification for behaving the way they behave?
No, it's not actually.
Okay, let's start from the investor. Who's this investor and what target it is that they're giving their crew?
Investor is the owner of the Matatu. So, you see, like in Matatu, it's very different because we buy them on loans. So,
Hire purchase is a form of loan as well.
yes, yeah. So you have to put pressure on the driver sometimes, and that triggers too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lucy is suggesting that it is fine what's happening because an investor has put a loan.
Na lazima pesa irudi.
Lazima irudi.
Alipe loan.
So it is important for all these things to happen.
Wilfred, you have the mic.
Yeah, I'm Wilfred Bosira. I'm the Secretary General of Mass Mobility Operators Association. One, I want to confirm that enough is not done in the public transport sector on two aspects. The government, which is an enabler or an enforcer, at times there is some leniency or favoritism in implementing what they are supposed to do, the traffic rules. And on the issue of the boda bodas, I want to revisit on why we called for a strike. We called for a strike because vehicles were being touched, and you have the figures for the last 5 months. And on all those incidents, there was no single arraignment or arrest by the police. So we felt like if this one is allowed to happen, then it would be very chaotic and very unsafe to drive in Kenyan roads. Because apparently it was not public transport vehicles alone. We had personal vehicles being touched, we had roads being touched. And as our colleague has said, we are not fighting between Matatus and boda bodas. What we're asking, there are boda bodas who are doing legit business of boda boda carrying passengers. The people who are hiding in the boda boda sector to commit a crime, which is not a responsibility of the boda bodas who are doing legit business to arrest or to address the issue of insecurity. Is the police who are supposed to protect and make sure that there's safety
and order. I agree with all that, Bosire.
On our roads.
And I hear that. I mean, police have a role to play. in enforcing the law and in taking action when the law is broken. Okay? They haven't been doing that, like you've said. They haven't. If there have been no arrests and arraignments for all the matatus and personal vehicles that have been torched, that's something that they have to answer. Let's talk about on the matatu sector, all right? So Boda Bodas are struggling right now to organize themselves, to put themselves in circle for self-regulation. Matatus were forced, and they have so far largely complied with that regulation, the requirement to self-regulate through SACCOs. You're all chairs and members of SACCOs, right? So why are you unable to control your crew so that they can behave properly on the road, so they don't break the law? Because they do break the law.
Eric,
because unasema that the police are not enforcing the law, ni sawa, they are not enforcing the law. Why are you breaking the law?
Eric, let me tell you. And you see, if I'm breaking the law, and there are law enforcers, who has protected the police officers from arresting those vehicles? Because our vehicles get arrested. NTSA, we are being regulated by NTSA. If a vehicle belonging to MCS SACCO that I lead commits an offense, actually on social media, once it's circulates in social media, we are summoned by NTSA. Action is taken against that particular vehicle and that particular driver who has committed the offense. So the leniency, the inability by the law enforcers to enforce the law to an offender is not a reserve of SACCOs. We try our best, but you see, we don't have we don't have the right to take our drivers to courts. The police have the right to do that.
Bosire, we'll take a break. We're going to a break, but I'll come back on that same point. The idea of SACCOs is self-regulation, right?
Yes.
It is just, that's first, you vet your crew, you employ your crew. You put them on the road, you manage them on the road. If they are misbehaving, you have mechanisms for disciplining them as they misbehave on the road. I'm asking whether that is working and what's not working. But let's take a break at that point. We'll come back. You're watching The Last Word. Tonight we're asking, is enough being done to streamline the public transport sector? We have the chairpersons of various Matatu SACCOs here and the chairpersons of various Boda Boda SACCOs as well in the room. And we are discussing this openly, publicly, and so that we can agree to disagree, but ask ourselves what needs to be done to improve the sector. Back in a moment. Welcome back. The Last Word tonight is asking whether enough is being done to streamline the public transport sector. We have operators in the public transport sector in the room, and all but one said not enough is being done to streamline it. The one who said something is being done is the chair of the Boda Boda Riders Association, Ken Onyango, who then went ahead to talk about how much is not being done to streamline the sector. But before you took the break, we were asking from the Matatu sector side, now that this sector, unlike the Boda Boda that are struggling to streamline themselves with SACCOs and all, the Matatus were forced and it is enforced.
Yeah.
Any Matatu on the road must belong to a SACCO or a company that is registered, right? The NTSA. And they go for inspections, annual inspections and so on and so forth.
Yes, the question is why the bad manners continues.
Yes.
Regardless of it being in SACCOs, despite all this massive organization system, it took it time. I think the question is, why does the bad manners still of overlapping, picking up passengers when not supposed to pick it up, making sure that, you stop on the road and things that just basically enforce. So the Matatu sector on one side, if the Boda Bodas not exist, tonight we'll be discussing the bad manners of Matatus as a whole ecosystem by themselves. And the question asking is that why does that bad manners hasn't stopped? Why can it not be reined in by the SACCO itself? Yes.
My name is Peter Waihenya from Dick Sweet Supreme. I agree with you. We are not 100%, but we have a problem in the system because a driver is there. He's meeting the target of what we we deserve, what about the vehicle. And the police is there also looking for
Targets.
his target from his boss.
Call it what it is. Yes, a target. Yes.
And we have, again, we have the magistrate.
With a target.
The target.
Yes.
The problem is the system. Because even we were advising, if, like the way Dr. Matiangi before was trying to bring down the fines of the traffic laws, those offenses, if you can pay instant, the drivers, and if you do like 2 wrongs, your points are deducted. Not necessarily that you give bribe, because you know when you get to the court, the fine are higher. So if the government can try just to bring down the fines of the offenses, traffic offenses, and have the digital that you can pay instant, because sometimes you are unashindwa usipotoa hata kama ni 500 unaweza lala cell, so utaitishwa hata 2000 na useme afadhali nitoe kuliko nilale cell. So that is the problem, where the problem starts, kwa sababu dereva anajua lazima apatie askari pesa, na akipatia askari pesa, sasa hiyo pesa si ashampatia, atakosa kufanya makosa. Kwa nini? Why atafanya yote anakiwa hapo, si nishakupatia yako, si hata mimi wacha nitafute yangu. So there we have a problem with our system. So shida iko kwa sisi wote, but we need just to do things according to the way they are, because hao watu ni wakulima wadogo, wanatafuta pesa kidogo. Ule mtu saa zile anapata shilingi 1000, na hiyo 1000 ama 800 ndiye anajikimu nayo, kwa watoto na nini. So saa zile wewe na wewe mwenye gari unampush because you have a target, you have a loan, sako is there, no, na askari na yeye pia anataka yake. Ule mtu mind yake it cannot be, hawezi kuwa straight hapo anagojea tu yeye endange nyumbani na 300 ama 200. Lazima ajaribu kumit target yake pia, kwa sababu hata yeye ni ana try to earn a living. So the chaos is, we must streamline from down. Kuanzia chini, kuanzia driver tumjali, like the same boda boda they are saying. Maybe boda boda wanafikirianga matatu iko na pesa, surely, but I can tell you I'm an investor. Boda boda moja ina gain iko na more return than like kuliko 14-seater yangu.
What's the math? If you are 14-seater, what do you want as an investor per day?
Per day?
Yeah.
2,000. It brings 2,000. But after the all expenses, it's like remaining 1,000. But a boda boda can go to the road while he's the one who is driving and pocket 2,000 or 3,000 in the pocket a day. So saa zile wanatuchomea magari, wanaona sisi ni kama wadosi, lakini in the real sense
wao ndio wadosi.
Hao ndio wadosi. Na sasa sisi saa zile tunapiga hii nduru, atupige nduru kwa sababu ati we are worthy, just gari kichomwa tuko na pesa ya ku replace. Even us, we are just trying to earn a living.
Wanya kuna kitu sijaelewa.
Yes.
Did you give a figurative figure or is it the actual figure? When you say matatu inalisha pesa ngapi?
14-seater, talking about 14-seater, it is 2,000
per day.
Per day.
2,000 ndio investor anataka.
Ndio investor anataka. Ndio anapata after imelipa mafuta inakunywa 4,000. Yeah, so ukiangalia
na hiyo ingine,
alafu driver pesa yake ni ngapi?
Driver amejilipa venye atajilipa kulingana na siku yake venye iko. Kwa sababu saa zingine siku itakuwa mzuri, labda askari wajamuona sana, amepenya, but siku nyingine wakimumulika sana, siku nyingine hata akuja kuambia leo ni kubaya, wacha hata nimepata 15, sijapata hiyo 2,000. So na yeye boda boda anaona huyo dereva, kwa sababu huyo dereva saa zile wanafanya accident hapo. Me as an investor, I have done my part. Siko kwa barabara. But the time wamegongana na investor na boda boda, dereva yeye anakimbia akiacha gari yangu ikichomwa. So who is the one who is losing? That's why hii kilio unaona tunalia, kwa sababu sisi wenyewe kama investors na kama mimi msimamizi wa investors wangu nikiangalia mimi ndo nitaumia, investor wangu ndio ataumia, na ile hali kila mtu hapa anajaribu kuana living. Na ukiangalia kama ile, yani ukiangalia employment ile sisi wenyewe tumeleta katika nchi yetu, kwa gari moja watu 10 wanakula hiyo gari, familia 10 zinakula hiyo gari moja. And that's why unaona return yetu ni kidogo sana, ile pesa tunapata ni kidogo sana. But when you go to a boda boda, ni yeye.
Yes,
when he is there, ni yeye hivyo. Thank you.
I just want to watch to delay na hii math ya 14 seater kwanza, then we'll go to a 25 seater.
The math is not mathing.
It's math. Yeah. Because I think Wayanya has started from that point of, because of this extortion, now it affects everything down the chain.
Yes.
Kuna investor hapa anataka 2,000 sababu ako na loan. Na kuna driver anataka alalisha kitu. So on average, driver on a good day analalisha pesa ngapi?
Driver, nimekwambia it depends.
On a good day.
On a good day, maybe anaweza pata hiyo 1,000 or 1,200.
1,000.
Ya 1,000. Na kuna saa zile anaweza na 200.
Haya. Hiyo matatu on a good day. Okay. On a good day to the police. On a good day to the police. Imepeana pesa ngapi?
On a good day to the police. On a good day like our routes unapatanga gari hata inaweza toa maybe 2,000, 1,500, na ingine upate hata ile yako hiyo 2,000 leo imeenda imeifikisha station, leo wewe huna kitu kwa sababu sasa iliingia kwa station. Okay. Unataka iende kotini sababu ukienda huko juu ni kubaya kuliko hapa. Sasa afadhali umalizie tu hapa kuliko kuenda wapi? Kuliko kuenda huko juu.
Okay, now I'm mathing the math. Let's talk about a 25 seater. So 25 seater in comparison, what is the math? Nani chair?
Patia 25 seater huyo anaweka hapa chini. Patia microphone.
My name is Adan Gichwali, Neymar Travelers Limited Chairman, and also Chairman of Juja Road Operators. If I may speak for 25-seater, because my circle we have 25-seater and 33-seater. On a good day, currently because of the fuel, 25-seater, you can get like 35 to 45.
100 or 1,000?
100.
Oh, let's just be clear. Wanachama, 5,000 sisi tunataka kwa biashara. Bado inaendelea.
So average 3,500, 4,500.
Ranging from 3,500 to 4,500.
Okay.
That is on a good day. And maybe for a day like tomorrow, whereby we have been given a strike notice
tomorrow
for Juja Road Operators because of the death of the beryl. So we have been given notice. So most of the vehicles are going to
kutakuwa na rabsha kwa barabara.
Italala.
So on this good day, if we say set an average of 4K for the investor, how much for the crew?
For the crew, roughly is between 12, 13, sometimes 1,000.
Okay. For a good day, how much for the cops?
For the cops, it depends. Sometimes when you're operating, we normally operate from Kariobangi along Juja Road, Isili to Gikomba. So we are crossing like 2 stations. That is Pangani and Buruburu. So when you meet a senior sergeant or sergeant and above, which is corporal, CPL and above, CPLs normally take 200 and above. Senior sergeant, the least they can take is 500. So when you meet on a bad day with the cops, 2 senior.
You meet 2 seniors at the same time?
If you meet 2 senior from 2 different stations on your bad day,
it's a very bad day.
That's a very bad day. Because each one of them, they will going to take 500. and that one is a friendly match.
Hamjakosana.
Hamjakosana, mmepeana roho safi ile tu.
Yeah.
Useme bila leo mimi nikose, lakini gari siingie ndani. Kwa sababu ikiingia ndani, we normally our target is 35 to 45. Kiingia ndani 2,000 is gone. So that day the owner probably is going to take home 1,000 or 1,500 from 25 seater.
You know,
this is a problem, Lati.
Smart.
Yeah.
We are discussing this bribery so casually. It's become like, you know, part of norm. It's our society. Even everybody who's watching is just like, okay, so Karawa nakulanga pesa ngapi. But if you think about it, the police have become the second investor to every vehicle in this city.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the thing.
As in, that channel is an investor.
Yeah.
As long as Karao amepostiwa, yeah, an investor.
Yes.
The system is an investor. Yes.
They are the first and investor.
Yeah, and your main
investor, and is the first person.
First charge.
Who benefits?
The police.
The police, the beneficiaries. They are the first beneficiaries from Matatu industry. Currently, if you can say now, they are taking like 2,000 from 25 seater each. If that 2,000 is going to the pocket of the investor, plus the other 35 or 45, this investor goes home with 7,000 per day, which is like 210,000 per month. That is a very good investment in Kenya currently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But because of these people on the road, of which maybe I don't want even to mention them, I might be victimized from tomorrow.
There's no point of mentioning anyone. But
if they are watching and seeing that we are criticizing them, I might become a victim from tomorrow. Luckily, we are having demonstration. Most of our vehicles will going to be not
tomorrow.
working.
Yes.
So after the day after tomorrow, I might run and come back to the Nation TV.
You're welcome.
To apologize. If you are going to give me that chance, because I am a fan of also TV, because most of the mornings before I go to the job, I watch them.
You're a fixer.
Ladies. So in case I will be victimized,
utakuja fixing.
Be ready.
Utakaa chini. You know, Adan, and thank you for sharing this, and all of you, I think. It's a big issue here that system is forcing this. Now, I was pushing back, but I start to hear what is being said. That because there's a third investor here who is the enforcer, this investor is forcing everybody else to behave the way they're behaving.
Yes.
Because the investor has come and said, lete pesa yangu, and now you're looking at the balance that you have to deal with. Now, is it justifiable cause for the crew to behave the way they behave? Because what we were told is that they then behave the way they behave because they're thinking, siku inaisha, I need to make as many trips as possible.
Yeah.
I need to carry as many passengers as possible so that I can take to my employer what I'm supposed to take to my employer. Otherwise, atanifuta kazi, maybe silatangi pesa ile, and I expect. And also I can take something home. Is that the justification I'm hearing on one side, Ken? Not Ken, but Joseph.
Let me say this. The reason why that enterprise is created is failure of another government agency. Most of the reasons why they stop the vehicle and take it, when you go to court, they will write to you a ticket for obstruction. What is obstruction? You stopped and picked a passenger when there is no stage. And even when the Boda Boda guys were complaining, they were saying that matatu inasimama mahali popote ikichukua. I want to tell you something. Apart from Thika Road, only Thika Road and Jogoo Road have pick and drop points. The engineers of our roads today, even the road that was launched yesterday, when you go through that road, even if it's 100 kilometers, there is no allowance for a pick and drop point for a matatu.
That's very true.
You look at Outer Ring Road, cuts across very dense estates in Eastland. Look at Pipeline, look at Tasia, come to Donholm Umoja, all the way, Juja Road, the roundabout, the Kariobangi roundabout, there is no a place to even drop a passenger. And even when they build the footbridges, where they terminate them, there is no a pick and drop position. Then the police officer stands on that same spot because they know a passenger will alight here. Once they do that, they have a ticket ready. Actually, we had a serious battle that we went up to the commandant of traffic because of Mombasa Road. I am the chairman for the corridor for both Outer Ring and Mombasa Road. Okay? We have a system that is created between NMS and the county. I represent those two roads. It is until we complained, an officer even before leaving his house, because he knows the circles on that route, he has pre-marked tickets to a point that once you get to South Sea Total, there's no dropping spot. They have a ticket ready written. They just fill the name of the number of the vehicle. And they don't even give you, they give someone to bring it to you. We took it to the commandant. Those officers were taken out of the road, but another one was left there. It went down. You find that a system is created by the police because of the failure of the engineers of our road.
But Chairman, I want to ask a question. I say this.
Yes.
How high does this system go? You're suggesting, and I want to get this clear. Are you saying it is the small cops or the lower-ranking policemen on the road? Are you suggesting this goes high up to the top? It's good to be clear.
You know, I like he said, we may be victimized, but sometimes we are above that because we want a better, efficient, and working city.
We must fix this country.
Once you take your phone right now and even just type, there will come two names. I want to mention this. The reason why a guy, let me say a guy, you can find the names, was killed in a police cell is because of the expose of the bribes and how they were going towards the chain and to a certain office. And once he exposed them, he was taken from all his home, you know where, to a police cell, and he died in the cell because of expose of this thing that we are talking about. So the money goes all the way. There is something we call returns in the system. Returns are atachukua 100 yake, 200, 100 yake, lakini kifika masaa fulani kila askari yako na target yake ya returns, whether ni gari 5, ni gari 2. I can tell you, one day just go to Pangani police station. There is a very serious jam that comes there. You will go there and at time utapata askari more than 10. Kila mtu anaingia na gari yake station. Hapo wanashika gari hapo kwa barabara wanaingia nayo. Na hiyo gari kiingia no less than 2,000. Calculate even 100 vehicles zimechukuliwa within 1 hour. How much is it? The enterprise. It has been done by EACC, the anti-corruption, and that is the most corrupt department. Why? Because of the amount of money they take. And it's because of, there is a question that you ask, does it justify our chaotic or lawlessness? The city has seriously grown in population. People are rushing to work. We want to help them get to work. Actually, Matatu business is like...
You're solving a problem. Yeah.
And you go to a road like Njogo Road, there is no way that a Matatu will do 5 trips in the morning. They have to do so many maneuvers. And it is not just Matatus that overlap actually. Nowadays, even a small car, an Audi, a new one, you'll see them overlapping. Why? Because the government has failed to expand the roads depending on the population of the country. There is an agency called Namata. We sit with meetings with these agencies. They have mapped out Nairobi. Do you know how many people we ferry to work per day? 7 million. Per day. 7 million from point A, B to C.
Within the Nairobi metropolitan alone? Yes,
just Nairobi. Do you know we even know how many people we take from Kayole up to KNH? We know those figures. The government have them. Just I think late last year, we were in a meeting with Namata. We developed it's called the SAMP. It's a system that now has predicted both passenger, the fleet, the vehicles, watu wa miguu. We know 40% wanaenda miguu. Only I think 30% wanatumia matatu. And when you look at once all this information is with government, there is no road expansion. There is no facilitation for or incentive towards the systems that make sure that people get to work. So that chaos of not planning our city properly, it is what that is bringing all this chaos.
Okay.
The Boda Boda people, now put the Boda Boda people on the same road. There is no designated path for the Boda Boda guys, leave alone the footpath. In smart cities that we have traveled around, we have gone to, not even Rwanda, cities that are so populated. You see the roads have, like Thika Road, at some positions, they have set about barabara ya Boda Boda. Actually, Boda Boda guys don't know that hiyo imetengenezwa kiwa ya Boda Boda. Kuna walkway, let me tell you, go and study it. Kuna footpath, na kuna section mwisho yake inakuanga na chuma ndio gari sipite katikati. It is actually for Boda Boda riders. Look to Ngong Road.
Boda Boda ama bicycle.
Bicycles and anything that is
anything two cycle.
Because it's just listen.
Wamekataa hawa.
Sawa tu nikosa kujua. Tupate time. Labda nikosa kujua. Because Thika Road, it's a high speed lane. There are trunks that are going up to Ethiopia. So it is predicted that gari kiingia kwa the main trunks, it is not below 80 kilometers per hour. That is why imewekwa pale kando. Go to Ngong Road, properly designed. Iko mpaka na section, whether it is small, but section for the same. But go to Mombasa Road, nothing. No, hata saindi wamejaribu kujenga footpath, nothing. So once a Boda Boda guy comes there, and we have people that are rushing so fast, gari yako masaa. So the problem has been created because we are not imagining the growth of our city, the state of our roads, and the mode of transport. Also remember this, Latif, we don't have any government mode of transport in the country. Ni really tu peke yake.
So private sector.
Okay? It doesn't. So it is purely private. Now this, unajua tunaongea ati 14 city naika 2000. Let me tell you about that 2000. 5 years ago, 5 years, kufanya hiyo Nissan, tunafanyanga service twice a month. Service hiyo gari ilikuwa ni 4,000 shillings. Do you know how I take now? Just to change oil, brake pads and everything. 9,000. Just 5 years ago. The spare parts, the lubrications, the taxes that have been put into that. Simeenda. I think last year, when we went to demonstrate, we wanted to demonstrate again because of insurance and other things. When we met because of the finance bill, there was something that was called the eco tax.
Yep.
Do you know how much a battery was coming to? Betty Elfunane, once that eco tax came in, that battery was going up to 17,000. Muguu ya gari tunanunuanga 6,500. It was coming to 11,000 because of the eco tax peke yake. You don't even talk about the fuel levy. For 1,000 shillings that you fuel, 55 shillings is tax. So look at how the investor has been pushed to the corner by the government, no facilities to support the business on the road. Now look at the psychology of that person. They must meet the target, they must pay the loans, they must do all those things, whether it's Boda Boda or Matatu. Look at the psychology of that driver or that operator. Once you understand that, you will know it is not lawlessness. It is the situation,
the circumstances,
and the environment for doing business. It is not good.
It is.
Yes. Thank you. My brother here amejaribu kujitetea na kututetea kidogo. Kwa majina ni Calvin Sokumu, the Associate President, Digital Border Drivers and Liberal Association. Kwanza, let's say the truth today. As a country, we must first condemn all forms of violence. And above all, you want to sympathize with the Matatu owners whose vehicles has been banned. But also let's remember the Boda Boda riders who have lost their life. Something has pained me that nobody talks about them. We only see about vehicles. What about these lives? These are families that will never be the same again. A vehicle can be replaced, they have insurance. But what of these lives? So we must also think about these lives also. And just to say is enough, is something being done.
Chairman,
yes.
as you actually mentioned the lives, because the Matatu sector has the number of vehicles that have been torched in the last 5 months, is it? Do you have the number of Boda Boda riders who have died on the roads in Nairobi in that same period?
Actually, there are several. You see the statistic, and they say that of all the accidents that happen in a day, maybe Boda Boda are the highest of 99.
It's pedestrians who are higher. It's pedestrians
It's
first,
pedestrian,
and then
Boda Boda follows.
And then Boda Boda.
And do you know why? Because sometimes, actually, it's just about reckless driving. Sometimes our brother from Matatu, tunawaomba tu. Ona sasa tuna shida nao. Lakini madrivers wenyewe, muangalie. Singine unakimbia tu, unakuja tu mbele ya mtu anarudishwa. Na ukishaingia hapo, yani hata vile mnaingiza magari, zingine pia haikuwa mzuri sana. So Honors hawana shida. Wao wako manyumba zao. Wao wanangojea target ingiane. Na sisi pia unajua pia kuna pikipiki tumepeana pia tunangoja target pia. So kama ni target, we are all in this life we tunataka tuana living. Na zingine nasikia wakisema, hii hata mko na bahati. Ati mwatoa shilingi 2,000 hiyo mnalia. Boda boda moja ikishikwa ni 5,000 kama ni kidogo. Sasa nyinyi mkisema mambo ya 2,000 si tuseme nini? Sasa kwanza hiyo gari ikifanya ajali.
So sasa tufanye hiyo mathematics pia. Daily math. Tumesikia daily math ya matatu. Tufanye daily math ya boda boda. Boda boda anashikwa na polisi kila siku ama anaweza kuepa.
Sasa sisi ndio target. Wacha hata wao hata wame normalize. Wao wakifika unaona hata driver amejua. Kali hata matatu. Kuna vile niaje anapeana kitu kiendanga huko nyuma ipiche. Wanafinya wakienda. Sisi ukifika hivi ni kifunguo imengolewa, ikishangolewa weka kando. Ukienda wanakuitia breakdown. Ukifika pale breakdown peke yake bei yake ni kanda 2,500 to 3,000. Hiyo unalipa kando. Ukishalipa hiyo kando tena ukuja hapo uandikiwe mara obstruction mara nini kuna makosa. Wanasemanga mtu wa boda boda hawezi kosa makosa. Lazima tu. Unajua hata tunanga
na hawezi kosa lakini.
Hawezi kosa zitaingiana tu. So unapata ile pesa ambaye mwana boda boda akishikwa vizuri. Akiwekwa pale, akitoka na pesa kidogo 10,000 15. Na akipelekwa kotini, vile tu hao wanalia huko kotini sijui pesa ngapi. Sisi tunachapa mpaka 30,000. Hata so imagine boda boda. So hii pikipiki unaona pesa ngapi? Return on investment utakuja pata lini? So zingine pia wakiwa na haraka, si pia tuko na haraka. Na the fastest means of transport kwanza ni boda. Hata yeye amesema hapa, zingine atumianga boda. Na nataka ile yenye iko at least wanasema tumejaribu.
Why is it the fastest means of transport? You know, that's the other question though.
Actually,
it's because of maneuver.
Sio maneuver.
Na hapo ndio tunavunja sheria.
Sheria imeturuhusu will and split. It's in the regulations.
Hapana.
Can I tell you what are the regulations? They're splitting.
Imesplit lane wapi?
Yes?
Explain.
They're splitting. Tumeruhusiwa kupita katikati ya magari when there is traffic at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. Unaelewa? Katikati. Kama kuna traffic naruhusiwa kupita hapo pole pole. Gawa sisi wengine tunapita mbio. Lakini tumeruhusiwa kupita kwa jam.
Katikati ni wapi? Hii regulation ni gani? Hii regulation, I want to know how the wording of that regulation.
Let's splitting.
There's a lane, it is imechorwa hivi. Umambo drive kwa hiyo line ama udrive wapi? Ukisema hapo katikati ni nini?
Sasa we are all using barabara ya Kenya. Tuko na jam. Tutumie only the 2 lanes. Hii ya kuenda na hapo katikati sikuwa nafasi inabaki.
Hapana, hakuna nafasi.
Hakuna nafasi.
Kuna lane. Kuna
lane hii kwa hiyo lane. Hiyo imechorwa hiyo. Hiyo imechorwa hiyo line hapo. Nimeruhusiwa kupita kama mwananduthi.
Na nani?
Na sheria za Kenya.
Gani?
You can check. What about regulation 2015?
Wacha niangalia tu sahi. Tuendelee.
Let's splitting. Continue. You can check. And also, a lot is being done. Niseme tu enforcement ndio kuna shida. Hapa kwa traffic act Cap 403 hata watoto wamejua wanafaa wafanye nini, lakini tunapuuza. Tena NTSA imekuja na kitu hapa, National Action Plan ya 2024-2028, hata tujaiona imeenda wapi. So we have a lot of things ambaye hatujui serikali inataka kwa nini. So ikiletwa hakuna kitu wanafanya. Pale kwa barabara mambo ni mengi. Sisi tumejaribu hata kwetu leo. Acha niambie the public, you can identify and report our riders. Kama mekosa, you can report. Now, okay, report, we take action among ourselves.
How do you report?
We have a digital system. You just go to digital border, drivers. verify. Ukiverify kuna mahali hapo tunakwambia report. When you report, you put your number. We'll call you back and tell you, okay, we got this report from this rider. Alikuwa amekosa nini? Yes. Kama huyo rider yenyewe amefanya makosa, we have just to take disciplinary action. Actually, sisi ukipata mtu wetu avae helmet, hata yeye mwenyewe amejua anahatarisha maisha, kwa sababu akipatwa internal disciplinary tunamnyang'anya mpaka reflector yake, na tunawaambia wewe tunakususpend. Uwezi pata mtu wetu akiaround the wrong side unless otherwise. So there are lots of things we are doing, na ni vile tu we need also need some little empowerment. Lakini yenyewe hapa kwa makarau pia watu waangalie, sasa zingine pia tunaumia. Watu waangalie tu.
Haya. Patia microphone hapo nyuma.
Kuna swali Smart alikuwa ameuliza earlier. Hiyo ya kuruka mataa and so on and so forth. So kijibu pia unajua watu wa matatu wame explain pressure. Kuna pressure investor, kuna the other investor, kuna crew anaangalia pia ile pesa anapeleka nyumbani, hiyo pressure inafanya ana behave hivi.
Wewe kwani unaenda wrong way?
Okay. Yes, kwa majina naitwa Bacteria Dennis Andere from Kibra. Yes, leo nimekuja hapa tuongelee kuhusu chaos between us and the matatu sector. Na first, before I answer whatever you asked, tasema ni the real thing kenye inaua hii nini sector yetu ya transport. One ni hiyo kitu inaitwa corruption. Corruption inatuumiza mbaya sana. Hiyo ni one. Then the second thing ni systems za kumanage whether ni bodaboda sector ama matatu sector. Tukikuja kwa bodaboda sector ndio naongelea sana. Wakati hayati Rais Kibaki alileta hizi boda, alileta hizi boda kutusaidia sisi cause alikuwa ametupatia free. Mimi ndo one of those who alipatia free education. Alijua una high population itakuja na kazi itakuwa kwa hiyo that big number. Ndio maana hizi pikipiki pia zilikuja zitusaidie kuandamana na mambo ya economics tukipanda. So the thing is venye zileta wakuleta rules na wakupatiana system ya venye hizi vitu zitakuwa zaingia kwa barabara. That's why unaona kulikuja zikakuwa mingi, zika overwhelm hata serikali yenyewe. That's why unaona pia hizi sheria zenye wanaweka, they just wake up and sema kesho mvae ma reflector. Hawajaweka hata systems. That's why unaona pia kuna SACCOs SACCOs mingi ziko hapa ni SACCOs zingine nje ndani. Ukiangalia vizuri SACCOs zenye zinafanya kazi ni chache sana. Hizi zingine wameweka hapa ni za tumbo. Mtu anaamka juu anajulikana admin bacteria, nimefungua SACCO yangu niko na watu wengine nyuma, ni hivyo nimeweka SACCO kwa barabara. Ndio maana unaona kuna regulate ni hizo mistakes mingi tunafanya. Another thing unapata juu ya hiyo Korea watu wakopo juu unaona mtu akinunua tu pikipiki anasema watu wanatusumbua acha wafanye zao huko. Atacheza huko ndani wala wanaingia wa CBD na wala at least wanajua mambo CBD venye kunaendanga. So ni system zetu ndo zinatufail. Kila mtu anaweza fanya kazi kama kuna system imewekwa ya kwamba hii ndio inafaa ifanywe na hii ifai kufanywa. And then another thing Kenya inaleta chaos mingi sisi katikati yetu na watu wa matatu ni hata watu wenyewe wa SACCO, they don't verify their drivers. Sawa? Mtu alikuwa makanga, gari mpya kibaiwa yani dere. Hii gari nyingine imesongezwa, makanga mwingine anaingia. Yaki ingia pale ameingia na kichwa. Sawa? Mtu wa bodaboda pia actually bodaboda kinatusaidiaga ni tuko na umoja. Bodaboda zatoka umoja huko na pita hapa pate mtu wa bodaboda amegongwa hata simama. Why? Anataka kujua chanzo ni gani. Ukipatana na watu wa matatu kuna hiyo sasa ukichwa ngumu wanaongea venye anataka wako na haraka sijui nini.
Kuna madharau.
Madharau mingi wanadharau watu wa pikipiki. Wanadharau watu wa pikipiki kwanza juu anaona si tunakimbiza idhaa. Mimi ndabeba mahali so wewe kitambo bebe mbao nimekimbiza kama punch niko nao kwa mfuko. Sasa hizo ndio wivu zinakwanga hapo. Unapata sasa tukipatana inakuwa otherwise. Unaona? So ni the SACCOs wamesema wako na SACCOs ziko verified almost juu ya 1000 Wanafaa peleke hawa for empowerment kwanza. Si mtu anatoka tu kwa kijiji ameingia kwa gari, kesho ni makanga, kesho ni dereva, ajui hata rada ya barabara ni gani. Hata hizi traffic lights. I'm very sure a big number of us hata wajui mambo traffic lights. Ye bora gari anasonga. Then other times hizi traffic lights zetu zinatufail. Saa zingine hata zifanyi kazi. So kila mtu anaingiza kichwa. Huyu ameingiza kichwa. Mtu wa bodaboda amepita na side mirror. So ni chaos everywhere. So the blame game ni sisi kwetu sisi wote.
Bacteria.
Sasa hakuna Matatu blame na
bacteria. Wacha nikuuliza swali.
Yeah.
Jueni bacteria. By the way, mbona litu bacteria?
Bacteria cause na spread positive niko everywhere.
Spread kila mahali.
Yeah.
So unasema on the boda boda sector.
Yes.
Is it possible to regulate boda boda zote zingie kwa sako? Na ikiwa kwa sako, is it possible to regulate the SACCOs?
It's very possible. One, as per me, yeah, I can say, you see the way we have this system where we have the MCA, the MP, the governor, yeah? We can bring such systems whereby we have these constituencies. You can almost 17 constituencies, sindio?
In Nairobi.
Then in Nairobi, sindio? Then we do like this. Kibera constituency, sindio? We do an election. Sawa? Hiyo route ya Kibera, hivyo venye iko yote. We do an election. Tunakuwa na chairman, tuko na deputy, hivyo mpaka chini. Then tuko na stage chairmans, Tukishakuwa na hiyo nini yote, tunajua tuko na hizo places malisi ubeba stages zetu, Tunajua huyu ako na riders kwa 10, huyu ako na riders 50, huyu ako na riders ngapi. Then hao wote wakishawekwa, tunawaweka kwa system, tunajua mimi stage yangu niko na fulani na fulani na fulani. Sawa? Then tukikuja mahali like seme kwa hall ama mahali tunakuja empowerment na all these things, tunajua kwa system yetu like Kibera constituency tuko na pikipiki 1000 then ziko registered kwa sako fulani. If any problem imetokea, tuseme like seme DC, wacha nipe example na DC, ndio? DC tutajua ni stage ngapi ziko DC. Hii problem ikitoka, watu wangapi wa DC waliparticipate juu, tuko na reflectors, tuko na everything na tunajuana. Unaona? It's easier to curb this. But hii kusema ati mtu afungue sako, serikali inaamka ati kila mtu akue kwa sako. Sijui reflector inazaeka. Kesho sitakuwa na reflector yenyewe. Utajuaje nimetoka kwa sako gani? Unaona? Hizi tu ninasema ni mbinu za kutengenezea mapolisi chakula. Juu kwanza sisi wa boda boda tunangana kama wezi. Uko na boda boda kuna kila kitu. You have everything. You have the helmet, you have everything. But bado unapata like those sides of UN, Gigiri huko, Westlands, Parklands huko. Unapata polisi ameshika rungu ile ya jembe. Ukipita tu hivi ameingiza kwa mguu. Yeye kujua tu umeumia. Ukiamuka umeamuka hapo chini anakushika, hataki kujua tu umeumia. Anakuharas ni kama wewe si binadamu. That's why unaona pia saa zingine watu boda boda ukipata mtu wa matatu amegonga msewa nini, hiyo asira sasa inakuwa ni aje? Watu wametuzoea kama mbaya but we don't advocate for that. It's all about understanding na tuwekeze system zetu vizuri and everything will be nini, because this boda boda guys inafeed wase wengi na matatu pia inafeed watu wengi.
Okay. As the next person picks the mic, I've actually opened the regulations.
Lane splitting.
Yes, the National Transport and Safety Authority Operations of Motorcycle Regulations 2015. First in interpretation, lane splitting exists. It means the riding of a motorcycle on a public road at a speed not exceeding 15 kilometers per hour between rows of stationary motor vehicles, or if the motor vehicles are in motion at a speed which exceeds the speed of those motor vehicles. Between motor vehicles. But there is a responsibility of a rider to overtake on the right-hand side and not to overtake in the same lane occupied by the vehicle being overtaken.
They do not observe that. They overtake everywhere.
Left, right, and center. Another responsibility of a rider. This one is for a 3-wheeled motorcycle. It is not to lane split where other motor vehicles are traveling at a speed exceeding 10 kilometers per hour or in public roads near junctions, interchanges, turnoffs, or highway entries and exits. For tuk-tuks. So lane splitting is there. Lakini,
the way it's been interpreted, that's what the problem is. Yes.
My name is Benson Wanyike. I'm the chairman of Masaba Sacco and also the vice chair, Mass Mobility Association of Kenya. Let me say that two wrongs does not make a right. Na vizuri tukubali ya kwamba we are all Kenyans. Sababu hata kama mtu wa boda boda tuseme amegongwa na matatu, amekufa or whatever happens in terms of making sure huyu mtu amepelekwa kulala vizuri, in terms of body and all that, we are all involved. So I want to say that let's not have a blame game in terms of shida ni nini. Ni vizuri tulizane sisi ni wa Kenya. Kama uko na boda boda, tuheshimiane, tujue kwamba uko kutafuta na niko kutafuta kama niko na matatu. Na katika ile hali tutasaidiana kuhakikisha ya kwamba tumeweka sheria. I think the issue of bodaboda, sababu mimi ni mtu wa matatu. Like matatu were well regulated kabisa, kama mmoja wetu alisema, because matatu iko very elaborated. I mean, kama ni pasava for example, gari ya pasava atakara yake hutatakana ati kutafuta. It is conspicuous. So kama ni gari ya matatu imefanya accident or anything, it is very clear. So shida ile iko ni regulation, na wacha tuombe tu serikali jaribu kufanya kazi yake. Because serikali ikifanya kazi yake, hii vita yote iko katikati yetu na watu wa matatu haitakuwa. Because kama kuna watu wako well organized ni hawa. Wale wengine wana operate aje, askari anaona ndio hiyo anapita lakini hakuna kitu inafanyika. So mine ni kusema ya kwamba we are all Kenyans, wacha ni tufuate sheria. Kitu kingine ni hiyo mambo ya corruption. It's very unfortunate. Extremely very unfortunate, na kama wengine wanasema hatutaki kuwa victimized. Lakini ni vizuri tu tuambiane ukweli. Hao askari wetu kwa barabara hata wangaliagi sheria yote. They are strategically positioned in certain positions. Hata ukisimama for example Jogoo Road, kaa pale mahali inaitwa Serial Boat, tembea pale mahali inaitwa Rabai Road, enda Jogoo Road pale post, utakuta askari wa traffic kwa hiyo barabara yote. Hata hakuna kitu wanaangalia, ni kuokota na ni kushidana, wanashidana. So utakuta ile confusion iko katika ile hali tu. It is the police, na it's unfortunate. So ile kitu hata tuliokeshana na traffic commandant, ni vizuri hiyo mambo yote iangaliwe, so that kama nchi yetu tuwe watu ambao wanaangalia sheria, na sio sababu ati it is bodaboda against matatu. We are all Kenyans. That's what I'm insisting. It's not matatu versus bodaboda. Mambo ya kuchoma magari, si watu wa bodaboda asituati tuseme ni bodaboda tuna blame. They are criminals who should be, ni watu wanatakana kushikwa.
Yep.
Sababu si ati ni watu wa bodaboda wote. Na wale watu ambao wanatakana kufanya hiyo kazi ni nani? Ni serikali. So the issue is, let's not blame one another. Sababu let me tell you, Latif, if we continue creating the narrative is bodaboda against matatu, hatutamaliza hii shida. Let me say my brother, you are my brother, you are my friend. Ukigogwa na bodaboda ufujike mguu, labda ukifanya fundraiser, mimi ni mtu wa matatu, because I'm your friend, I'll be part of that fundraising. Ukikufa, I'll be part of that fundraising, and vice versa.
Yep.
So let's move that. Wacha ni tutoe hiyo ukasumba wakuwa tu kama tunapigana. Tutoe hiyo ukasumba, tujue we are brothers and sisters in this country.
And we've been failed by a system.
Now we have been failed by a system. Prosa kutafuta suluhisho. Ndiposa wewe mtu wa bodaboda ukikuta mtu wa bodaboda mwenzako anataka kuchoma gari. Mwambie hiyo gari labda ni ya ndugu yako ama ni ya kazini yako. Sikuna siku nyingine nisikia mlichoma gari ya wenye one of your own. Mahali fulani. Uko Vihiga. Walichoma gari ya one of their own. Na by the time walikuwa na realize ni gari yao, it was very unfortunate. Mimi yangu ni kusema the government has failed us. Ni kama mtu anaona bibi yake ako na mimba ya miezi 9 na hajitayarishi kutafuta pamba na nini. Because that's what happened in this government. Tulileta watu wa bodaboda kama vile kila mtu anasema, lakini hatukutengeneza sheria na tukaendelea hivyo. We can sit back and ask ourselves, where did the train start beating us? Ukikumbuka kuna sheria zinaitagwa mishuki rules.
Yep.
Why didn't you have to work during wakati wa mishuki? Because kulikuwa na mtu alishikilia na akakanyagisha mguu chini, vile nasema Latif, tukafosiwa kuingia kwa sako. And we were all regulated.
Okay.
That is the issue. So even watu wa bodaboda, it can be done.
Yes.
It is possible. Na hiyo vita itaisha. So mine is Latif. Na hata nyinyi watu wa media, mtu si choche tafadhali. Msitu choche. Ile kitu ningeomba tu ni lazima mulete mjadala kama huwa kutuonyesha we are all Kenyans. It is not bodaboda versus matatu ama motorists. Unaweza kuta ni gari ya ndugu yako ulichoma. So that is my point. And that way we should be able to help one another.
Yes. Let's go. Satia, and then we come here. Yeah? Yes, the microphone.
Thank you. My name is Paul Thiongo. I'm the chairman for Traveler Sacco. First of all, I want to support that the government have not done enough in regard to regulations, but you have come from very far. We started regulated in 1984 in Matatu industry, and it was enhanced on 2004 by Mishuki laws. And of course, it was better enhanced on 2010 when we formed the circle. And according to the way our crews and drivers are behaving there before the circles, you can as well understand and be able to attest that we have well reformed those crews, because we understand that those are the people used to be dumped at Matatu industry, that the people who do not pass the exam were referred to go to be makanga and driver of the Matatu. So currently they are civilized people, but I can blame the government because of not incorporating or engaging the stakeholders, because we understand what is required to be done in this industry. And we understand what is need to be done, even in security. In Boda Boda industry and transport industry is a very, very, very key department that concern the security of our nations and the mobility of our Kenyans. And if the government can be able to incorporate the team and the right team to be a part of the policy making in regard to the regulation, we understand that we can have a better reform. Because so far, we understand we have done great. The other thing is about the enhancing on compliance and the regulations. The government, when it's coming to enhance the regulations, it comes with a double standard that it is coming to collect the fund. When the NTSA is going down to make a crackdown of regulations, it is coming with an intention that those people are coming, they are coming to collect the money. The vehicle that have passed yesterday in the inspection, today, it happened to have a crackdown, it will also be a victim. It will be plug the number and it will be get back to the inspection and it is unloaded over there. Yeah. So it's very unfortunate, because if you understand that if you are the part and a parcel of making those policies, that one cannot happen. I wanted to state categorically to the Boda Boda people that it's very unfortunate that where they are referring that we are talking about banning the vehicle, comparing with loss of life. Losing a life, there's nothing you can compare with losing a life. Losing a life is too much loss. There's nothing. But I let them understand this. Losing a life and burning a vehicle, you also deny that family the compensation that could have received attached to that vehicle. Because in case a vehicle done a fatal accident, that person is entitled for compensation. But that compensation is already being attached by the vehicle. If you ban that vehicle, the opportunity of that family being compensated, you have denied that person. And actually, I like a thief than somebody who take something, touch it, or destroy it that cannot benefit him. And what we require is a good training. And I'm not generalizing the entire team of Boda Boda. It's a team or a group of it. But if that team cannot be regulated or tamed, it will be able to let others understand it's a game as usual. And that's the reason whereby you have gone to a strike, understanding very categorically that we are the losers in that demonstration. We lose our income, we lose some challenges that we face with the regulators, but we understand that we want to mitigate this because the government does not have a good will, because they want these people of the Boda Boda to live uncivilized life so that they can be able to use them during their political rallies. And what I can tell these Boda Boda riders, that in our society for travelers, we have like 5 to 10 members who have transformed from Boda Boda to Matatu owners. So I just wanted them to understand and have an abundant thinking that where they are working at Boda Boda riders, it is only require an objective. And you cannot objective whereby you still have a mind of distractions. You cannot get what you are praying, what you are banning, and you pray for it. You are banning another person prayer of very many years of hard work and hustling, and you are still going back to your knee, praying for God to give you the same things. Such kind of destruction, you never be blessed. Actually, you cannot be blessed. Yeah, you cannot be blessed. What I wanted to say, we want to enhance more on training to these people, and they need to understand that they need to be more civilized, because 80% of the border riders
are not civilized.
Are their owner. Are the owner. 80% of the border owners, they are owners. But 95% of the drivers are the workers. So they need to be more civilized than our drivers, because they have investors. They are investors. Border leaders, they are investors. Our driver and the conductors, we have employed them. They need to be more civilized.
They're not playing the same game.
Yes.
All right.
They need to be more civilized.
Thank you.
Our driver and conductors.
Thank you. Where's the microphone here? Yes. Sasa tu comments fupi sasa ndio tuweke watu wengi ongee ndio tumalize hii kipindi.
Kwa majina naitwa Caleb Okoth. Mimi ni mkaaji wa Kibira.
Na wewe ni investor?
Mimi ni investor kivyangu. So mimi kitu naweza sema ni pande ya chairman alikuwa amesema sijui kuna nini barabara za Boda, Thika Road na Ngong Road. Mimi ndamkataza hakuna. One, hiyo barabara imetengenezwa mara ngapi? Mara mbili. Hiyo side unaongelea. Kuna side ya pedestrian, kuna side ya motorcycle. Ile si boda, si bicycle. Because kwa hizo junctions za kuingia kuna hizo tu pila zimewekwa. Motorbike hizi pita hapo. Hiyo ni mahali ya bicycling. One, that is one. Two, huwezi pita left side na we ni boda na kuna gari kitaka kuingia kwa junction, mnapatania wapi? The same junction. It can't work. Gari hapa Kenya, barabara za Kenya, gari zinakimbilia keep left, yeah. Not right. So ukitaka overtake wezi niambiwa nita overtake na left. Yeah. Nita overtake na right. So huko mali unaniambia nikimbilie huko mali nasema kuna barabara pikipiki, huko hakuna.
Mnafaa kuwa kwa barabara kama gari.
Kwa barabara kama gari.
Mfuate sheria kama gari.
Sheria kama gari. So niki overtake on right side. Yeah.
Sawa. Hiyo ni sawa. Asante.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Smith Hemston. Mimi nimetoka Kasarani.
Smith Hemston.
Yeah, from Kasarani. I'm the security chairman pale Kasarani. Na nilisikia Smart akiuliza if it is possible to regulate the bondas. For sisi kama Kasarani tushafanya elections, iko recognized na government, na ndio tuko na chairman wangu hapa leo, the overall chairman wa Kasarani. Okay, ile kitu ningetaka kuambia the matatu sector is that kwa bonda we have so many learned people. Wasikuwa natuona kama so illiterate, umeingia hapo umekosa, otherwise tuko na watu wamesoma. Na ni vile hatuwezi kuwa na matatu sisi wote, so we are trying to earn a living through the bondas. So ile kitu tungeomba tukue na respect.
Heshimiane.
Ni heshimu, ni kuheshimu. Respect is a two-way traffic. The other thing is that kuna ile kakiburi iko na watu wa bonda wa matatu, sorry. Just because it's like they run the system, wako connected, wao utoa ushuru kila siku. Wao wanajua mimi niko na karau asubuhi yake ndio hii. So nikifanya hivi hata nikimpiga tukienda pale, huyo atageuziwa. So inapelekea ukipata mtu wa bonda ameguzwa na matatu, at the end of the day ikienda pale station, mwenye anaandika ile kesi ni ule ulipewa ile 200 ama 100 asubuhi. So atasaini ule mtu wa mat. So tukiomba ndio tumalize hii vita ya bonda na matatu. Sisi wenyewe tumalizeni ile corruption. Ile tumetenga ile ya corruption tuachaneni nayo. Thank you.
Okay, play the mic. Yes.
Good evening. My name is John Kamau. I'm the chair at Atomic Shuttle Limited. I would want to say that our matatu industry and the boda industry, it's a $1 billion industry. We have employed a lot. They have many people. They have employed many people. But now the issue is with our government. Our government does not take us serious. Okay, I have 3 things to highlight. When it comes to insurance, we have an issue with insurance. May you be a boda rider or a bus owner. Interest rates That is what is giving us pressure. So we work under pressure. Why? Because interest rates are increasing each and every day. So when they say, they talk of targets, let's talk of interest rates. Because most of the people, we have scrupulous banks who give us money with high interest rates. So I don't think we have an issue as we Matatu people and them Boda Boda. Government can sanitize our operations in this way. They can create them a way where we will not be mingling. So Matatu, they can use this road. Boda Boda.
Wajengewe barabara yao.
Yes. Yeah. So for us, what is happening? We are finding ourselves in one way, whereby even if they try to bring that role, what they are calling splitting.
Lane splitting.
Yeah, it will not help us. It is their mandate to make a lane for Matatu, for riders, and even for the pedestrians. So I will blame our government. They take us for a ride. What they want to do is to take money from us in terms of levies, that is fuel levy. For instance, if my bus today, the off-road I get is 8,000, but the fuel that it consumes is 13,000. So now, tell me if I'm not working for the government, because I give government more than what I get. On that 8,000, what do we have? I have loan, I have interest, I have insurance, and a scrupulous insurance company, and also I have, everybody here has talked of policemen, but we have other people we call county askaris. And let me tell you, we better talk of police, but county.
Kuliko kanjo.
Yes, au ni wabaya sana. So for me, it is not about us failing or them failing, but the government should lead us in the right way, and they should stand and give us, they sanitize us in a right way.
Okay.
So the issue with the government is corruption. Thank you.
Watu sote. Thank you, Kamau.
Kwa majina naitwa Andrea Amatete Woles. Ningependa kujiuliza ya kwamba samahani nitaongea Kiswahili.
Ni sawa.
Mimi ni mhuduma wa bodaboda, hata kama nimekaa katikati ya watu wa matatu. Nifananisha na watu wa matatu. Nimeanza kuhudumu na pikipiki wakati wa Kibaki. Nikafanya kazi kwa serikali ya Kibaki. Nimefanya kazi kwa serikali ya Uhuru Kenyatta. Sasa niko kwa serikali ya William Ruto. Hizi shida zote watu wa matatu wanataja, hata wakati wa Moi zilikuwa. Hiyo corruption ilikuwa. In fact wakati wa Moi hata watu walikuwa wanasimamishwa kwa matatu. Watu wanapangwa kwa viti zinajaa, wengine wanasimama. Lakini vifo, kiti yenye tunaongea zaidi ni kuhusu vifo ya mhudumu wa bodaboda. Hii nayo imekuja ikawa kikazi sana, ikawa mingi kwa wakati wa saa hii. Na kitu inachangia si ati ni wenye matatu, ni madriver wao ambao wanaoperate na hizo matatu zao. Kitu ambayo inaleta shida sana kulingana na uchunguzi wangu vile mimi nimefanya kulingana na experience yangu, ni ile target driver anapewa apilete kwa matatu. Kulingana na huyo mkubwa ambaye amesimamia matatu ya kwa Juja Road, kutoka town mpaka Kariobangi is 80 shillings. Ukipiga kwa watu 25, hiyo ni pesa ngapi? Hiyo ni trip moja. Unakuta hiyo matatu inaenda trip 4. So hiyo pesa ametaja sio hiyo wanapatanga. Hiyo Nissan
umekataa hiyo hesabu.
Hiyo Nissan inabeba watu 14, ilikuwa inabeba watu 18 wakati wa Moi. Michuki akapunguza wakakuja watu 14. Inabebanga 80 to 100. Ambapo 100 shillings kwa watu 14, hiyo ni 1400 kwa trip moja. Imelete watu town, imepata 1400. Ikitoka town inatoka na 80. Ikifikisha Kariobangi imepata hiyo 1200. So ukilinganisha unakuta hiyo trip yake moja imempatia karibu 2400. Huyo ni Nissan. Koja kwanza. Haya, ukienda kwa matatu ya 25.
Anamaliza kwanza hiyo sasa hiyo.
Tuende na 14 mpaka siku. Wewe unasema 2000 umekataa.
Hiyo nimekataa. Hiyo ni trip moja kutoka Kariobangi ikuja town na ibebe town irudisha Kariobangi. Huyo driver inatakana akiwa na pesa kidogo, kama amepatia askari 100 ile wanapeananga, inatakana awe na 2200. Akipanga hiyo ni squad moja. Akipanga hiyo Nissan squad ya pili, sasa anapanda town, hiyo 100 wapeani, wanakujanga wanainua mkono hivi, nimepeana. Anaingia na hiyo 1400 town. Tunajua hiyo maneno yote. Alafu kanjo wanachukuanga 50 na wanachukua kwa raundi ya kwanza. Unless kama unapiga U-turn mahali stahili, ndio kwa kila U-turn unapeana. Hata traffic. Hiyo tu yote tunajua. Kitu inachangia wasukishie madriver yao ile target wanaitisha. Hiyo accident zitapungua. Shauri makanga na driver wanataka kupeana 1800 kwa gari. Sako wanataka wapeane 2500. Alafu istoshe wanaambiwa ile mafuta wametumia tena wajaze. Na wenyewe pia wanataka mshahara. So unakuta ile competition iko kwa barabara iko very high. Shauri mimi nikibeba mtu moja nikitoa hapa town nikipeleka Kariobangi ni panchi. Nikitoka huko sibebangi mtu unless nikutane na mtu. Haya, mtu wa matatu yeye anataka ajaze juu gari pikipiki ni yangu. Sina stress. Lakini mtu wa matatu anataka kutafutia driver mwenye gari pesa yake. Pia atafutie yake. So hiyo kitu ndio inaleta shida. Na hawakumbuki ya kwamba wakati ule hakukuwa na Uber.
Wacha nikuulize. To cut the long story short, Andrea. Sasa ukisema hii 2000 wewe unaona ni kama sio ile pesa wanatuambia sio hiyo. Unaona ni kama ngapi? 14 seater. Unaona kama
wanaitishwanga 5000. Na hiyo ni kitu najua. Bana 45000. 5000.
Na 25 seater?
No, ni 5000.
Niko na 40 seater. So it's a record from my manager.
So what is it?
A record from my manager. Gari sita.
So
I can test.
Hiyo ni mahesabu ya kitabu.
Chukua mic. Patia Thiongo mic.
Hiyo kitu wanasema ni mahesabu ya kitambo. Na watu wengi wamejipata kwa shida sana. Wakifanyia mahesabu ni mtu hana reality on the ground. Whatever you are telling you is the reality on the ground. But whatever he is saying, hiyo ni mahesabu ya kitabu. Ukitaka kununua gari na mahesabu ya kitabu, ununue. Ukitaka kufanya na reality, ununue.
Waihenya, hebu patia Waihenya mic. Waihenya, wewe unasema uko na receipt ya leo?
Si receipt ya leo.
Evidence kwa karatasi.
Mimi yangu I have 6 vehicles za matatu hizo 14 seaters. Na manager ananipigianga hesabu kama saa hii kuna hesabu ya from 26 to that. 26 to that. Na ukiangalia for those days inanibakishia 31000 gari tatu. Hizo ni hesabu ya gari tatu. 31000 gari tatu. Ukiangalia vizuri hapo kuna day ya 1500, kuna hata 1000. Ile imeleta minimum utaona 2000 iko sasa, hiyo iko inaleta vizuri sana. So whatever he's saying, he's not in reality. That's why ulisikia nikisema ya kwamba hawa ni wadosi kutushinda. Kwa sababu hiyo gari sasa nimepatia dereva, hiyo gari ni ya pesa mingi, lakini in return kwa sababu ukiangalia insurance mimi nalipa 8000 a month. Yeye yake akipatiana 5500 mwaka mzima.
Sawa. Thank you Wanyoike. Nataka let's hear from people who have not spoken.
Kuna chaos.
From people time imeenda. Karibu kesho ifike. Karibu crew wafungue. Wacha tusikie from kwanza, tutakuja kwako. Wacha tuanze na chairman wa Kasarani. Amevaa green. Ulituambia green ya Kasarani. We hear from Kasarani. We'll hear from him. Then Lucy wants to
maliza. Yes.
Okay, kwa majina naitwa Wycliffe Mranga, mwenyekiti wa bodaboda eneo bunge la Kasarani, ambapo niko na sub counties mbili, Njiru na Kasarani. Mimi tu mmefanya nikakumbuka jambo moja nilifunzwa mwaka wa 94 kwamba kuna ile kitu ilikuwa inaitwa 4K club. Kufanya, kuungana, kusaidia Kenya. Sasa leo hapa tumekuja na watu wa matatu kufanya nini? Kutafuta suluhisho. Hatujakuja hiyo blame game. Na mimi ningependa kuangalia mambo ya bodaboda kwa ufupi sana. Na kuna kitu naona haijaguziwa sana na wenzangu, lakini mimi nimeona pale mtahani. Kuna watoto ambao huendesha pikipiki wa umri wa chini sana, miaka 18 kuja chini. So tukianza kufanya ile kutenda, kusaidia Kenya, hacha tuanzie pale. Ni nani huyu anaendesha pikipiki kwa barabara? Amehitimu. Kama amehitimu, hako na zile tu documents zinahitajika ili akae kwa barabara. So, kuna watoto ambao wameingia kwa hii sekta ya bodaboda ambao hawajui tu chochote kuhusu mambo ya barabara. Mfano, kuna wale wanaitwa wazaliwa. Yaani ni mtoto wa pale mtaa, unapata ndio wao walijenga hapa, kazaliwa hapo na kila kitu.
Hapo ni ushago kwao.
So unasikia kwamba huyu mtoto shule imekaa ngumu. Ama ameanza kutembea pultepo, kutoka hapo next anaanza kufanya nini? Kusaidiana na yule mwenye ali drop out, kufunzwa pikipiki. Anajua pikipiki. Anaingia kwa barabara. What do you expect from such person? Ati sheria? Hamna. Ni nani amekosea hapa? Mtu mkubwa zaidi hapa tunaangalia ni mzazi. Mzazi amekosea kwa njia gani? Hajui hata mtoto wake anapatikana wapi, saa ngapi na lini. Kabla hujablame the government, sasa tuanzie mzazi. Wewe kama mzazi, umeshughulikia mtoto wako kwa njia gani? So kuna watoto kama hao ambao utawapata in case kuna accident, mfano wale watoto wako pale. Hana hii reflector, nilivalia hii reflector intentionally. Sababu kama serikali imesema tutii, mbona tusitii? Tuweke kiburi kando. Ama kuwa wajuaji. So serikali imekuja na mambo ya SACCOS. Swali ni kwa serikali, wakati mlikuja na hii mambo ya SACCOS na mkaleta hii kitu, nilisikia wakisema RRI, sijui rapid nini na nini. Wakati walirudi chini kama serikali wakakaa, uwanga wameafikia nini? Kwa hivyo mzazi amekosea, serikali
imekosea,
ndio hiyo imekosea. Sasa tunakuja kwa wale viongozi wa bodaboda, ambapo niko mmoja wapo. Mimi nimepata nini? Huyo mtoto hakuna kitu utamfanyia. Kwanza, kitu ya kwanza na utafanyia huyo mtoto sababu ni mzaliwa. Pili, utapata ni mtoto wa tajiri, si mtoto hivi. Tatu, bado unapata ni mtoto wa polisi, unaweza pata ni wa polisi. So utakuwa umepita ile mipaka yenye ufai kupita, na we kazi yako ni kubeba na kuenda nyumbani. Kwa hivyo blame game tusiweke kwa serikali ama kwa watu wa bodaboda. Kitumbua kimeingia mchanga.
Haya.
Kwa watu wote.
Tunashukuru sana.
Finally. Yes. Kindly finally.
Wacha tufungie hapo. Tufungie hapo chairman. Malaki your time. No. You're not quick. I know you. Let's hear from you.
Something.
Thank you. It's never quick.
Habari zenu.
Nzuri.
Nachukua hii fursa, kwa majina naitwa Eli Kegode. CEO wa KLK Riding and Driving School. Na mimi ni mwana bodaboda. Na naitwa super chairman. The only super chairman in Kenya. Tumekuja hapa kutatua mambo ya bodaboda na matatu. But niliona kama tumetoka kwa topic. Tumeenda sana kudwell na mambo ya polisi na mambo ya hongo na mambo ya kuangalia hii matatu inatoa pesa ngapi. Tunatoka hapa bila solution. Mimi sijaona solution yenye natoka nayo hapa. Kitu ya kwanza nilikuwa nataka tuongelelee kuhusu bodaboda na matatu. Whereby matatu, kitu ya kwanza mimi kama super chairman nasema poleni pali bodaboda tumewakosea. Ya pili, na nyinyi tunawasamee pali mnatukosea because it is a two-way traffic. Tunakosana sisi wote kwa barabara. Na kikao ingine tunataka tuombe viongozi wa both side tukue na mjadala pale mitahani plus wale makanga wenu mjaongelelea. Kuna wale kama Gera. Sasa zingine ndio wanatukosea kushinda wale wenye wamekaa hapa wenye ni qualified drivers. Kula wale wenye wajaenda shule wanahang kwa matatu imebeba watu excess. Kwanza kuna muziki inapiga hapo, unaweza dhani ni disco matanga. Inapiga firimbi, wale wamehang wanakosea paka wananchi wenye wanatembea kwa barabara. Anahang na hiyo mguu anasukuma. Hata juzi niliona polisi mwingine akisema mtu wa matatu wenye wamehang kwa mlango walimsukuma na ako na injury. Juu ya hiyo vitu zenye mnaona. That's why tunaomba tuelewane. Next time tutakuwa na kikao cause time imeenda, hatuwezi ongea sisi zote, but next time tutakuwa tunaongelelea hiyo ndio tuone solution itakuwa wapi kwa bodaboda na sekta ya matatu.
Thank you. Thank you Kigode.
Yangu ni kidogo sana. Just to call the sensitivity of this matter to the government, not the police, the government. One incident that is very, very emotional to all of Kenyans. On a certain date in October, we were receiving one of our heroes at the airport. The JKA is a serious security installation. It was breached by Boda Boda. When we don't understand how sensitive regulation is for this country and the security is, it had to cost a lot. The breach at the airport, the people who came on foot, and the Boda Boda at the airside. I have worked at the airport personally. That is a place you don't even go without credentials. Even a vehicle that operates there doesn't have the KAB or something. It is specially registered. So I'm calling, let me finish. You know, it's on TV. It's on TV. I'm not blaming the Boda Boda.
There was a lot of pressure.
Exactly. When the government does not understand the situation at hand, even in the near future, serious crazy things will happen. I'm calling the government to arrest the matter before it gets to hand. It is too bad.
Please. Mimi ile kitu nataka kusema Latif.
Sema.
Nataka kuomba hawa viongozi wa matatu kwa sababu they are the investors. Every ward in this country kuna ward specifically set aside for watu wa boda boda. Watu wenu wanaumiza watu wetu barabarani. Kusema tu ukweli. Because a boda boda operator yeye ndio body, yeye ndio kila kitu. Tunapokuwa barabarani tuwe makini sana tukiwa tunaangalia yule ambaye amebeba life, because either anabeba your sister ama anabeba your brother, na utakuwa unajua sasa ile unamsukuma. Before you realize, utakuta kwamba unadhani umeumiza mtu wa bodaboda, maybe umeumiza huyu kagai ambaye alikuwa na haraka anabebwa na bodaboda. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka kuwaomba mkuwe makini sana barabarani, manake we are carrying lives. Let me tell you, kulingana na statistic short ya mwisho. Kulingana na statistic, bodaboda are transporting 21 million people every day in this country. So let me tell you, this sector is a serious sector, and kwa sababu ya matatu wanatumwagia watu 14 vile wanasema 14 sita, sisi tunabeba hapo tunamalizia last mile. Wanamwaga 33 people, the same jioni tunawaletea watu wanabeba. So tunategemeana. Tupendane na barabarani tuchungane. Asanteni sana.
That is the whole message. I think the final message here is that tusameane, tupendane na tuangalie suluhisho.
Kuna suluhisho kweli?
Regulations.
Solution. I think when we started this conversation and we're asking ourselves whether enough is being done to streamline the public transport sector, it was all that. It was what needs to happen. And I think it's emerging here that if the system is not structured to serve the public transport sector, then there'll be chaos throughout. First of all, what is public transport? We have private solutions to public problems.
Yes.
And that is the beginning of our issues. Do we have a proper mass rapid transport system in place? BRTs, where we then say, what are we doing for proper trunk roads and nodes and transporting people in mass and then doing last mile transportation at the end? And how is that being organized? An issue that I completely agree with Joseph when he raised the issue of our engineering and how our construction of our roads is done. That our engineers keep running away from the blame. When we talk about police and all, we also must include our engineers, because there's no road that is done without an engineer signing and saying, I'm satisfied with the work done here. And if it doesn't have taking care of all road users, that includes cyclists and pedestrians, then we end up having so many pedestrians dying on our roads every day. There's no reason why you cannot explain how in Nairobi, pedestrians are more in terms of deaths than any other in terms of road accidents. And that's all that. So there's a lot that needs to be done. And it's all on the government. Government does that. Government enforces regulations. Government regulates the Boda Boda sector. Government is regulating the Matatu sector. To what extent are you doing that? And if all that is done, then we can talk about a better public transport sector. Until then, thank you for watching The Last Word. Have a good night.